It begins on a dusty afternoon in 1947, when a line drawn on a map split a land, divided families, and reshaped the future of millions. Trains crossed borders carrying hope, fear, and unimaginable loss. From that moment, India and Pakistan were no longer just neighbors. They were nations born out of pain, memory, and unresolved emotion. Years later, when the two countries first met on a cricket field, no one could have predicted that this simple game would become the most emotionally charged rivalry in the history of sport. Yet from the very first ball bowled, cricket became the language through which two nations spoke their pride, anger, resilience, and identity. The first official cricket encounters between India and Pakistan took place in the early 1950s, only a few years after partition. On paper, it was just another test series. In reality, it was a symbolic confrontation between two newly formed countries still trying to understand who they were. Every run scored and every wicket taken felt personal. The crowds didn't just cheer for players, they cheered for survival, dignity, and national pride. Cricket grounds transformed into emotional battlegrounds where history echoed louder than the applause. As decades passed, the rivalry grew deeper, fueled by wars, political tensions, and broken diplomatic ties. Whenever relations between the two nations collapsed, cricket tours were cancelled. When dialogue resumed, cricket often returned first, acting as both a bridge and a pressure cooker. Unlike most sports rivalries built purely on competition, India versus Pakistan cricket carried the weight of real-world consequences. Victories were celebrated as national triumphs, while defeats felt like collective heartbreak. This intensity turned ordinary matches into global spectacles watched by hundreds of millions. Test cricket was where the rivalry first matured. Long battles stretched across 5 days, demanding patience, endurance, and mental strength. Pakistan's early years produced fearless fast bowlers who thrived under pressure, while India relied on technique and discipline. Series were often closely contested, with momentum swinging unpredictably. Over time, Pakistan gained a slight edge in test results, reinforcing the idea that when conditions were tough and tempers ran high, they could thrive in chaos. Each test match added another chapter to a story that was becoming larger than the sport itself. The arrival of one-day internationals changed everything. Suddenly, matches were faster, crowds were louder, and emotions were sharper. World Cups turned India-Pakistan games into must-watch events. Streets emptied, televisions blared, and entire economies paused. A single drop catch or misfield could haunt players for years. One of the most defining patterns to emerge was India's dominance over Pakistan in ODI World Cups, a statistic that became psychological as much as numerical. For Pakistan fans, it was a painful reminder. For Indian fans, a source of immense pride. Yet the rivalry has never been one-sided in spirit. Pakistan has delivered unforgettable moments that shattered expectations. From dramatic Asia Cup victories to iconic Champions Trophy triumphs, they have repeatedly shown that history means nothing once the first ball is bowled. When Pakistan wins, the celebrations are explosive, emotional, and defiant. These moments reaffirm why the rivalry refuses to fade, because unpredictability remains its heartbeat. The rise of T20 cricket injected new life into the contest. Shorter matches meant less time to recover from mistakes, making pressure even more intense. India adapted quickly to the format, building depth and consistency that led to dominance in many high-profile encounters. Pakistan, meanwhile, embraced unpredictability, producing shocking victories and sudden collapses that left fans breathless. In this format, the rivalry became a roller coaster, thrilling, chaotic, and unforgiving. Beyond the numbers and results, it is the players who carry the emotional burden of this rivalry. Legends are not made quietly in India-Pakistan matches. They are forged under unbearable pressure. Sachin Tendulkar once spoke about the sleepless nights before facing Pakistan, knowing that a billion expectations rested on his shoulders. Wasim Akram embodied Pakistan's fighting spirit, intimidating even the greatest batters with skill and confidence. In the modern era, Virat Kohli and Babar Azam represent a new generation, where respect exists alongside rivalry, yet the pressure remains just as crushing. What makes this rivalry truly unique is the audience. No other cricket match commands such global attention. From villages in Punjab to skyscrapers in Dubai, from London flats to New York cafes, fans gather across continents. The Indian and Pakistani diasporas relive memories of home through these matches. For 3 or 4 hours, time stands still. Every delivery is dissected, every decision debated, and every emotion amplified. Social media erupts, turning moments into instant history. Politics has always hovered over this rivalry like a shadow. Bilateral series have become rare, replaced by tournament encounters that feel even more intense because of their scarcity. Each meeting now feels like an event rather than a fixture. Governments change, policies shift, but the hunger to face each other on the cricket field never disappears. Cricket administrators know that these matches fund entire tournaments, proving that the rivalry is not just emotional, it is economically powerful. There is also a quieter side to this rivalry, one rarely seen on television. Behind the scenes, players often share friendships, jokes, and mutual respect. Many have grown up playing together in domestic leagues or international tournaments. When the cameras switch off, the hostility fades, revealing shared culture, language, and history. These moments remind us that while nations may clash, individuals can still connect. Over time, critics have questioned whether the rivalry still holds the same competitive balance. India's recent dominance in global tournaments has led some to argue that the edge has softened. Yet every time the teams meet, the world stops to watch, proving that rivalry is not defined solely by statistics. It is defined by memory, anticipation, and emotion. Even a friendly match between these two sides would carry more tension than most finals elsewhere. At its core, the India-Pakistan cricket rivalry is not about hatred. It is about identity. It is about two nations seeking validation, respect, and pride on the world stage. Cricket became the arena where unresolved history found expression without bullets or borders. Wins bring joy, losses bring pain, but the rivalry itself endures, evolving with each generation. As the final overs are bowled and the crowd slowly disperses, one truth remains unchanged. Long after players retire and records are broken, India versus Pakistan will remain cricket's most powerful story. Not because of who wins more often, but because no other match carries so much meaning beyond the scoreboard. It is a rivalry born from history, sustained by passion, and immortalized by the simple act of bat meeting ball.